And we're going to be, by the end of this decade, producing in excess of 1.3 million barrels of oil per day. By any standard, by any stretch of the imagination, by any comparator anywhere in the world, that's an absolutely astronomical rate of ramping up of production of oil, with very few precedents and very few relevant comparators worldwide and over the years. But very importantly, and I was very happy, Paul, that I made a note when you said it, very importantly, the story of Guyana is not built, and these are in fact reasonably close to Paulette's words, the story of Guyana is not built on oil alone, and I was very happy to hear you say it. And so the prospects are very bright in Guyana. You have in this government, a government that is committed to this partnership. I want to emphasize that, Paulette. You have, first of all, a government that recognizes the importance of economic growth and unlocking economic growth, the importance of resilience in economic growth, managing our affairs in such a manner as to ensure that we have a diversified economy and an economy that's resilient for the long term. You have in this government a government that's also committed to our environmental credentials, and I think reference was made to that earlier. But we are also in the almost unique position that while we are an oil and gas producer, we're also a net carbon sink, a net negative emitter, and we will continue to be because of our vast standing forests. And many of you are operating in jurisdictions where that matters as well. Industries that could benefit from electricity being produced at scale, like, for example, I mentioned Guyana is a bauxite producer, so is Suriname. And so we have the potential to process bauxite into alumina, which historically we've never been able to do because we didn't have enough electricity. We didn't have enough energy to do that. So we're speaking now about this second industrial development, which will take place in Berbice. Vast amounts of arable land, abundant fresh water, and all of the other conditions that are essential to be competitive in agriculture. And very importantly, we have increasingly been emphasizing agro-processing and agribusiness, the whole production chain, because we don't want, President Ali has said repeatedly, we don't want simply to be a producer of primary commodities. We want to be also a producer of value-added products, including in the agricultural sector.